All right, so we're continuing on with our PowerPoint dealing with emotion and focusing mostly today on expressed and experienced emotion. One of the things that it talks about is nonverbal communication and how we can really learn a lot and understand a lot about someone's emotion based on their nonverbal cues. This particular slide that you're looking at, if you happen to notice the angry face in the lower right hand corner first before you notice the happy face on the left side of the screen. Psychologists would explain this as, not surprising, because one of the things we talk about is how evolutionary wise we are particularly in tune with detecting things that we could find potentially dangerous or threatening. So the more aggressive face is sometimes perceived before the happy face, because that would put us in a position to protect ourselves if we needed to. In this next slide, you see kind of a variety of different emotions. On the very far left-hand side of the screen, you see a man really looking angry. On the right-hand side, you look one that's more afraid and maybe a little sad. If you look directly in the middle, what you find is a morphed face of the two emotions of anger and surprise or sadness. And what they did in a study is they took children, one group of children who unfortunately had been physically abused, and asked them what emotion they were perceiving. In the second group, they had children who hadn't been abused, and they asked them what emotion in the middle picture was experienced, and they found it to be more of surprise or fear. So unfortunately, you see the kids who have been subjected to abuse are more likely to perceive an angry, potentially threatening face. The next section in the book, they talk about gender differences in perceiving and communicating emotion. Looking at who are generally better with emotional intelligence. In the first slide, it asks who are generally better at reading people's emotional cues, including those displayed during deception. So who are better at reading who's telling the truth and who's lying. Research shows that this is something that women are better at. When looking at who is able to give more detailed descriptions of their emotional reactions, once again, women are said to be better at giving more details in describing their emotional reactions. Who more readily describe themselves as emotional? I don't think you'd be surprised to find women were. Expressing empathy. Now, empathy, remember, is your ability to put yourself in another person's position and understand what they are going through or experiencing. Do you see a common trend here? Happiness. Women. So really the only emotion that men are better at communicating is anger. The only slide with a man with the pants. All right, so I'm going to just kind of move ahead to this next PowerPoint. This one is taking a look at expressing emotions through our faces. We know that the most universally understood way of expressing emotions are through our faces. And we talked a little bit yesterday about the psychologist by the name of Paul Ekman and how he identified many different action units of combinations of muscles that we use in our face. And he devoted about 50 years to researching these different micro expressions. All of us are really good at perceiving emotions like happiness and sadness and fear and anger in others. But he was able to take it a step further. And he was especially good at perceiving these maybe types of expressions or emotions that other people might not notice. So I'm going to go through pretty quickly some of the different emotions and what muscles in the faces are used. With sadness and agony, you see the inner corners of the eyebrows that are drawn up, the corners of the lips are down, and the tops of the eyelids are up. With anger, you see eyebrows down and together. In this picture, especially wide bulging eyes, the eyelids press against the eyebrows. You either see lips that are firmly pursed together, or in this picture you see tense and open. We once again to review, are especially good at detecting facial expressions of anger. Hear the bell. I got to finish up real quick. Here you see surprise and fear, where the eyebrows are raised so they're curved. The jaw drops down, but there's no tension in the mouth. You might see horizontal forehead wrinkles. In disgust and contempt, you see nose wrinkles, ends of mouth bent down, eyes becoming squinted. In happiness, you see the corners of the mouth going up and the eyes squinting slightly, especially in a true smile. And I think I'll stop here because these are more just for fun, guessing the emotions based on the different pictures you see here. So you can go through this if you want to a little bit more slowly. But I have a class coming in and I gotta wrap it up.